Hi guys, I'm Miguel Consing,
And I'm James Gutierrez.
and welcome to TNT Fightcast.
Woo! Who would have thought, man?
I know, right?
Who would have thought we were doing a podcast? Oh, man. But I guess here we are.
Yeah, and I'm really excited, you
Here
know?
we are. What can people expect? I mean, like, other than us just, talking to each other, we want to put together something. We want to put it out for our fans, our community and everything. But, I mean, what can people expect?
Well, first, I think they can expect to hear the story of TNT.
Oh, yeah.
That's first, of course. And then we're going to talk about the fights that have happened and the fights that will happen. And of course, we're going to talk about the athletes, because where would the fight promotion be without the fighters, right?
Correct. So, if you want to be on the show, drop a comment. But, I mean, in all seriousness, I think that this is a really cool, format for us to just kind of talk. I mean,
Yeah.
for people who are listening at home and whatnot, or wherever you take in your podcasts, whenever me and Miguel have a conversation, it'll be at, maybe 10 at night or something like that. And I'm like, dude, I got 5 minutes. And then we end up talking for 45 minutes.
That's true.
Just get
That's
excited
true.
about
We never
stuff.
have a short conversation
Never
about
have a short
anything.
conversation. It's like, hey, can I call you? I got 5 minutes, man. Sure. 25 minutes later, it's just like, okay, wait, I gotta go.
That's true.
But I mean, it's gonna be fun. I mean, I think what I've always wanted to do a podcast. I guess I want to share some experiences, share my experiences. This TNT. For those of you who don't know, his brainchild. I am along for the ride of this beautiful man and his beautiful brainchild. So
Thank you, James.
I'm happy and lucky to be here. But
And I'm very lucky to have a good team with me. I'm really grateful for the team I work with and for everyone that we've met along the journey. I mean, we only started holding our events in 2023, but it feels like so much has happened since then.
correct.
From being the very first sanctioned professional kickboxing league in the country to, just being given this opportunity to give our athletes other avenues to perform, to compete, to really let them feel what it's like to be in a world-class event,
Correct.
To be in a stage where they have the chance to be viewed not just by people here in the Philippines, but abroad as well, because we are available. We are available on Viva Max Plus, which can be accessed around the world.
Correct.
So, personally, I'm very, very grateful for the ride, and I'm looking forward to our future. It's been a really tough ride so far, but it's worth it. The hard work that we put into this, it's been so worth it. And I know there's more hard work up ahead, and I'm gearing myself up for it.
Absolutely.
I'm gearing myself up for it, and I'm looking forward to the next few events we're gonna have.
Exactly. I mean, and both of us being martial artists, you still practicing, me not as much. I'm gonna get back to it, but correct me if I'm wrong. You jiu-jitsu is your main at the moment.
Yes.
Jiu-jitsu is the main.
Yes, I've been doing jiu-jitsu since 2011.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with it. I am likewise obsessed with MMA and, of course, kickboxing.
Of course.
I'm a huge fan of the sport, really. It's funny because people ask me about TNT and if I actually am a kickboxer myself, and I always say I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I grew up to K1 mostly. I remember before that they would show reruns of Pride and K1 in the early 2000s on local TV. And I would watch both. I'd watch Pride and I'd watch K1. And, the grandeur of the event, the magnitude of having a packed coliseum, watch high-level fighters go against each other, dude, it was something else. And I was really grateful to have had the opportunity to work in the fight scene 10 years ago. And that really, showed me that it can be done. It's possible.
Yeah.
And more to that, we have great athletes that, that are really exciting to watch, that really, they bring the heat into the ring, they give us a good show. And they leave it all out there. They leave it there for the audience.
Exactly. It's very much if you build it, they will come, and they have.
Yes.
They have come. And it's so, that's one of the things that I didn't expect from, putting together this promotion is how passionate the fighters are.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've seen it. I've not been as in depth in the fight scene as you were prior to TNT. But dealing with all the fighters, I make the matches. I have to coordinate with all these fighters, and the passion that they have, man,
Yeah, man. Like,
is great.
they work so hard. They really do. Because it's hard to be a fighter in the Philippines.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
Like, they have to work full-time jobs. They have to train. They have to get the necessary licenses, and then they have to compete. That's tough. That's not easy at all.
And there's not a
dude.
lot of opportunities.
Yes,
like,
that's
That's
true.
the big one. Like I said,
That's
there's
true.
not a lot of really decent, like they can't make a living.
Yes.
Like there's not enough events to make a living. And I'm not, tooting our horn or anything like that. It's just, in general, the scene just doesn't have it. So I'm happy that we can contribute in some small way towards that.
Same. Like, it makes me happy to know that, we give athletes an opportunity. We give athletes a place where they can compete at the high level, and that we make our best effort in putting up a good show, setting up good matches, and giving everyone a good experience,
Correct.
including the audience.
Oh, yeah.
Because we want our fighters to have a good time, and we also want our audience to enjoy the show.
Correct.
I remember after the first event, all the fighters, even the ones who lost, they actually weren't feeling very bad about losing because they just had a really good experience.
Fair.
Of course, the winners, they were ecstatic.
roof, yeah,
Of course, they won. And they also had a good experience because the venue was nice. It was organized. They got fed. They got paid on time and everything.
We had solid dugouts too.
Yeah, we had solid dugouts.
The venue, Phil Oil, Echo Oil Center.
Yeah. So we just want to say thank you also as well to them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
But it was such a good venue. Like I said, I love, obviously we're going to talk about this as we go on and the progression of where we hold our events, etc. But that was a great place to start.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because the gravitas of having it in an arena. Right?
Yes.
I think that was the fun part. Like I said, it was our first event. I'll leave it at that. But just seeing the ring, I remember seeing it was me, you, Trixie. We had just arrived and we were looking at the ring that had already been set up, from I think one of the lower box section. And my goodness, I was just like, it's real.
It's real.
Yeah, we were building up for it for months and everything, but that was the moment that it really it sunk in. I was like, oh my God, we're doing this.
Yeah, dude. It was crazy to think how all of our hard work, diba, came to fruition.
Correct.
Dude, it became real. That's crazy because the thing about TNT is that it's been an idea that I've had for many years now, and I didn't really implement it until 2022 when me and Trixie first decided to build everything, and our team expanded, and then over time. We built up our roster. We found our partners. We planned our show and everything. And finally, on the day of the event itself, dude, it was so surreal to see it just there in front of me.
Absolutely.
I can't believe that we built this. What was once my dream is now a shared dream. That's the thing. And I'm really grateful for the people that that are on the team. That's been on this ride.
For sure. Shout out to Trixie, our COO extraordinaire.
Shout out to Matt as well.
Yes, CFO extraordinaire. It sounds like I was gonna say it takes a village, but that's not and this is a cliche thing that I always say, as you know, teamwork makes the dream work.
No doubt about it.
It's really a proven thing. If I'm gonna throw in all of those motivational corporate talks, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together.
It's cliche, but it's true.
They use it for a reason, man. And I've been burned before trying to set stuff up, and I have done things on my own where I couldn't really achieve everything that I wanted to. So having this, going back to your point of having the team, man, does it make a huge difference.
It does. And I'm really grateful.
And for everyone out there, we're a very lean team also.
Yes.
Very lean team. We do a lot.
Definitely.
We do a lot. Oh my goodness. No, I wanted to go back to your jiu-jitsu because people ask, right? You said that when people are asking about kickboxing, do you do kickboxing? I'm a fan. Would you do kickboxing?
I would do it if I had more time. I'd train it.
Fair.
Sometimes I train some striking, But that's only 5 extra time. But for the last 13 years, I've been training jiu-jitsu. And I really love martial arts.
Yeah. Arnis as well, right?
Yeah.
This guy right here is so deadly with 2 sticks. Like, you have no idea. Like the first time he showed me his moves, I was like, what? Like, it's very impressive, man.
It's really my passion. Like, martial arts is really my passion. It keeps me sane.
Fair.
It keeps me sane, and throughout my martial arts journey, I've met a lot of really great combat sports athletes, and to be honest, they're the ones who inspired me. To be able to put up a great show, to be able to put up a highly professional, setting for them to compete. Because we have a lot of great athletes, and like what you said earlier, they don't have as many opportunities to compete in a high level and professional environment. So we're our goal in TNT is to be able to do just that for athletes. To give them the chance to to compete in a good venue, against a well-matched opponent, in a safe setting.
Correct.
Where, at the end of the day, when the fight's done, everyone goes home safe, right?
Exactly.
But of course, when they're in the ring, they got to give everything.
Oh, 100%.
They got to leave it all in the ring.
100%. I don't want there to be any, I would say, any thoughts that something happened.
Yes.
Like we're only 2 events in, but and I don't want people to like say anything about like a dive or something like that.
Yes.
And that's and that falls on me. That falls on me because I make sure that I'm putting together the right fights.
That's true.
Yeah.
So James, I understand that this is your first foray into matchmaking. Now,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I want to know how you handle that, bro. Because this is the first time for you to be a professional matchmaker.
Yes, sir.
How did you handle that?
Registered with the Games and Amusement Board. Shout out Games and Amusements Board for everything they've done for us.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
Chairman Attorney Clarin. I mean, the support that we've had from Gab. But that's on the side. I mean, this is the first time I've ever done any matchmaking, professionally. And as a lifelong fan, I've my background, Taekwondo for 10 plus years. And then when I moved to the Philippines, Taekwondo was just different. Taekwondo done in the US versus Taekwondo done in the Philippines. I stopped for a little bit. And then ever since, I was a fan of all the different events, Glory, Pride, of course, the UFC, everywhere there could be combat sports. So I'm no stranger to it. And I have my I would love to see these people fight. It becomes like when you're, I guess, see, I'm getting excited about it, right? When you get excited about it, it makes it a little bit easier. The hard parts are fighter not available, they don't want to make the weight, the nitty gritty. But the building of the card, who do I want to see fight? Who would it be fun to see in the ring together?
You know what? That's a really, how do I say this? That's a whole other thing in itself,
Yeah.
Because, dude, building the fight card, that's a long process. It involves matching together fighters, figuring out their schedules, and, getting them to agree to fight each other at a certain weight.
Yeah.
And that's just one part of the whole thing.
And I have to go see, I can't take, especially in the local scene, you can't just take a record and assume that based on that record, the skill set or the skill level of a fighter. I have to go out, I want to watch as much tape as possible, if there is any tape, and if not, go to gyms, go to events, watch these fighters firsthand. So that we've been to several events as we were building up the first card. Went to so many events and this guy would be good. This guy would be.
We saw a lot of talent.
We did.
We saw a lot of talent.
We did.
And I'm really grateful that we had the opportunity to actually see the talent for ourselves.
Yeah.
Because the fighters have to be matched well so that they can deliver good fights.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said earlier, that's one part of the show.
Yeah.
Imagine, in addition to that, we also have to make sure that the production is good.
Oh,
we get
yeah.
all the permits. that we get everything done, so everything is clean. You know what I mean? It's tiring, but when when we see them in the ring, dude, it's so worth it. It's so fun.
There is so much more to the fight game that I was unaware of, that I didn't know, or until I was like working in the background. It's crazy.
There's a lot, right?
Yeah.
I remember when we did our first event, I was the only one who had actual experience. Working on that kind of event, and it was surreal for me to this time be at the helm of it and to see that, okay, I need to make sure that all of these pieces go together. How I would describe putting up an event is, it's like having to manage a million moving pieces. That's how I would describe
only
it.
a million.
A million and one. But there are a lot of things that go into it, and and the rest of our team, like Matt, Trixie, they work so hard.
Oh, for
they
sure.
do so much.
100%.
Like the show wouldn't be that way if it weren't for them.
Correct.
Trixie keeps us organized. Matt makes sure that we're stable. We really are a team. We really make sure that we're all in sync so that everything turns out well. And there are challenges.
Yeah.
There are definitely
There will
challenges.
always be. It's setting up a business. Like it's something we're all passionate about, but at the end of the day, it is still a business.
That's true.
And we want this business to be successful.
No doubt.
And there are a lot of things involved in setting up. I mean, a million and one and two and three. Like I said.
True.
It is, but it is something that I'm very excited about. Like, I had a question that I wanted to go back to. That came to me earlier, but then we kind of went off. Kickboxing, right? That's our whole thing. Kickboxing. Do you think, in your opinion, that kickboxing will ever be as mainstream as, let's say, Taekwondo here in the Philippines? Like Taekwondo is like you have a gym in random places. They hold in like everyone does like there's the Milo kids and everything. They do it in the malls, etc. Do you think that we'll see kickboxing at that level?
I think it can be. I think that with the proper organization, with the proper people, moving behind the scenes and pushing the sport to the forefront, it can be done. We can definitely push kickboxing out there because we have so many talented athletes.
For sure.
The thing is, I've watched many fighters over the years, and we have great grapplers, we have great strikers, but it's only now that we've had a platform for the strikers, because most of the promotions now, they focus on MMA, which is great. I love MMA.
I love MMA.
MMA is a great sport.
Yeah.
But not all fighters actually want to do MMA.
Correct.
Some of them, they come from Muay Thai backgrounds, kickboxing backgrounds. Some of them,
Correct.
They're from the national team, the Muay Thai national team, the kickboxing national team. And if they want to transition into a more professional role, then they usually go to MMA because there's no
What
other
options do
yeah,
they
there's no
have?
other
Yeah.
option for them. But we decided that, since they're such great strikers, let's give them the opportunity, to compete in striking.
For sure.
And I love kickboxing. And one thing I love about kickboxing is the pace.
Yes.
It's fast, it's exciting,
Yes.
and it's easy to understand.
Correct.
You don't need to train it to understand it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like I train jiu-jitsu. I love jiu-jitsu. But I love doing it. Watching it, it depends. It depends.
They do all these crazy holds that I couldn't even be like, he tapped.
He
To what?
tapped.
I don't know, he tapped.
Even as a person who understands it, if the match is like 8 minutes and they're still in the same position, I'm like, it's fun. It's fun to do, but watching it, I don't
Do
know,
something.
man.
Do something.
But don't get me wrong. Again, we have great grapplers, and
Yeah.
I love jiu-jitsu. I love the sport, but I also want to give other athletes a chance to shine.
Yeah, for sure.
And kickboxing, like I said, it's easy to understand. You don't have to train it to appreciate it.
Correct.
Dude, because a punch to the face is a punch to the face.
Punch to the face
You know?
is a punch to the face. 100%. Like as in, and it's exciting to watch as well. Like as in, not only is it easy to understand, but because as you mentioned, the pace is going to be it's so fast. And unlike Muay Thai, like I love Muay Thai, right? I love Muay Thai, but those elbows and the blood and everything, like it's gonna be a tough pill to swallow. I would say though, as we look at kickboxing, there's a lot, like I said, it's very exciting what we're going to be doing, with TNT, of course. For those who don't know, TNT, tunay na tigas. I know we've gotten a lot of comments about that. We understand TNT, but brainchild. Going back to you, Miguel. Why tunay na tigas?
Why tunay na tigas? Kasi, what do the fighters do in the stage? They get in the ring and they get hit. Diba? They get, they're allowed to clinch, but it's very limited.
Yeah.
But basically, they have to stay in the ring and try to punch the shit out of the other guy while the other guy's trying to punch the shit out of him. Diba? Dude, tigas ka talaga if that's your job. Tunay na tigas ka talaga. And we also wanted to bring in a more Pinoy flavor. That's why I thought that the name was pretty cool. Well, first of all, TNT is catchy.
Yeah.
It is no doubt catchy.
For sure.
But then, the meaning tunay na tigas, not only is it catchy, but it encapsulates, the character of our fighters. Dude, these guys are tough. They're really tough. I mean, they're warriors, man.
And explosive.
And explosive. No doubt, no doubt. So, we actually even have our own tagline, diba, James?
Handa ka na ba? I hope that came out really good. Like, I especially if it's Tagalog. That's my insecurity, I would say. I'm getting better at it. I think.
Dude, you've improved so much. Like, seriously.
Maraming salamat.
You have become so much more fluent than when we started.
Yeah, but going back to that tagline, Handa ka na ba? The fun story behind that is. It was a placeholder.
Yes.
It was not.
It was a placeholder.
It was just a placeholder. You were the one who originally threw it out there. If I'm
no,
not
it was
mistaken.
Trixie actually.
Trixie.
Yes, when she was developing our
pointing
website.
This way. Trixie's over here somewhere in the background. That's why.
when she was working on our website, there was a blank space there, and we needed to put something. So she just put there, "Handa ka na ba?" It was a placeholder.
Yeah.
And then when we all saw it, we were like, "Hey, this works."
It does work.
It works, and it also captures what we want to communicate to our fighters and our audience. Handa ka na ba? Are you ready to be a part of TNT?
Correct.
Diba?
Correct.
Are you ready to step into the ring? The fighters, are you ready to watch an awesome show?
Exactly.
Diba? Handa ka na ba?
And I love it. Like, as in every great promotion needs that tagline, and it does offer that, I would say, Philippine flavor.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It's very Pinoy, but we're trying to. We are aiming to go for a world-class experience, but with proud Pinoy roots.
Fair. Fair.
That's really what we're going for. And we work really hard. In fact, even our theme song, is an original composition.
Exactly. Like, it's so cool. We have a tagline. We have a theme song. We have a promotion. But now we have a podcast. Again, it's so that. The theme song is. It's such it pumps you up.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
real. It's real good. Like, I really like that.
No bias, but of course, dude. Every time I hear it, I get pumped up, dude.
Dude, it's my ringtone.
It's your ringtone.
I said it as my ringtone. Oh man, but
we'll edit that theme song in here at some point in time.
Oh yeah, no, we'll fix this in post.
We'll fix it. We'll fix this.
100%. We'll fix this in post. Oh man, no, but this again, going back to the format of this podcast and everything that we could talk about. Some of the things that I would love to do is fighter interviews.
Yes, no
I
doubt.
want to talk to the fighters.
I want to hear them out, man.
Yeah, no.
I want to know their stories.
Exactly. I mean, we have a lot of fighters who have already participated in our events. We have a lot of fighters that will be participating or just should have a spotlight or are from the scene. And this is where we can have those conversations.
That's true.
And it's exciting. There's a lot more. What I've noticed, these foreign fighters, normally they would go to Thailand for Muay Thai and whatnot.
Yeah.
We're seeing more and more foreign fighters coming to the Philippines to train here, which is indicative of what we're trying to set up and really make us a destination for combat sports too.
I mean, for the Philippines alone has produced gold medalists in the Asian Games, the SEA Games, mostly in combat sports.
Yeah.
So there really is a lot of talent here. Our athletes, they work very hard. I keep on saying it, but it's true because I witnessed it myself. they make a lot of sacrifices, and dude, their job involves getting hit in the ring.
Oh, yes.
So, dude, they deserve a great platform to compete in.
Exactly, and they deserve also a platform like this, just to shoot the breeze, have a conversation.
That's true.
Spill the tea, maybe.
Ooh.
Ooh, I like
What's this?
I like stirring the pot. No, we don't want to stir the pot too much, but there is obviously, I mean, within the combat sports community, it's a very tight-knit community. Like
Yeah,
that's something that
definitely.
you knew this going into TNT. Me,
Yes,
I kind of
yes.
I grew into it. Like as in I found that out, and it's a real cool community to be with. Like because it's separate from the Taekwondo. Like that was my only exposure, and Taekwondo is its whole own thing. Like you have the Taekwondo Black Belt Brotherhood. You have every team. Like the schools have teams, etc.
Yeah.
There's a varsity for it. It's just different.
It's its own community.
It's its own community. But combat sports encompasses, and I really love how supportive. Like, not always, but like let's be real. Generally, how supportive the community is. Like I like it. And I'm looking forward to, I guess, just playing around with this. Like there, I want to do the interviews with the fighters. I want to break down fights as well. We have plenty of fights. I think we could do some fight analysis here.
Yeah, I think we can. We can.
Yeah.
Well, because really the fight game, it's a community thing.
Yeah.
We are a part of this community, and we want to do our best, to let the community shine.
For sure.
That's why when we do the fight analysis, our audience will see the footage, and at the same time we'll also point out some stuff, right? And maybe some stories behind how we got to those fights.
The reason why he's taking a step back right here is actually 3 days before the fight, he fell down the stairs. In behind the scene director's cut kind of stuff, man. Oh, that would be
But
good.
man, it takes so much work to put everything together, seriously.
Exactly.
It's fun, there's no doubt about it, but it's hard work. It's hard work. And I mean, admittedly, we both have, full-time jobs. That we also do. So, it on our end of things, it demands a lot of effort. But
So how do you balance it, Miguel?
with great effort. How do you do it, James?
Also with great effort. Oh my goodness. But I think that I totally lost my train of thought completely.
It's okay.
Yeah. With a podcast, like, we're talking about wishes, podcast wishes. What would you wish this podcast becomes? Or what would you wish that we had? This is the first one, man.
Yeah, this is our pilot episode.
And admittedly, look at this setup. This is so cool.
I wish that we could get fighters to come in and tell us their stories, and maybe even show us their moves.
I was yes. Get out of my head.
That's pretty cool.
I was thinking like doing something like, hey, like I don't want to make it too much like a morning show though. It's just like, hey, we're bringing in X person. We're gonna teach you how to do a front kick. Oh man. But I think that there's a lot. The fight analysis. I mean, obviously we could use this as a medium to. I would say talk about the industry at large.
Yes, that's true.
I mean,
that's true.
not just locally. I mean, we're part of the local scene. We are focused on our Philippine grassroots approach. But at the end of the day, we want to compete. We want to compete internationally, at least regionally. And the way we do that is we focus on that. We again bring the Philippines as a destination, like a sports destination, basically. I mean, we did it for FIBA. We did it for the SEA Games.
And way back when, we did it for Fraser and Ali.
Exactly.
Thrilla in Manila. If it can be done, then why can't we just keep on doing it, right?
I gotta say, what is so cool about the whole Thrilla in Manila, when we went to Gab and we saw
the
scale that they used. Oh my God, that was so cool.
That was so cool.
I took a photo of the scale and on the scale, like, of course.
Do you have that photo with you, like on your phone, or is it with Trixie?
Is it with you? Maybe.
Maybe we'll post it if we can find
Yeah.
it. But yeah, it was surreal seeing a piece of history right there in the Gab office.
Yeah.
You know, and again, we are really grateful to, to the Gab for giving us the opportunity to set up the stage,
Yeah.
set up this stage.
Yeah.
Because admittedly, what fighters do now is they fight in a lot of local and regional competitions, mostly unsanctioned. And what they do this in the hopes of being noticed by international promotions.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do is we're trying to set the stage so that fighters don't have to leave the Philippines in order to, really pursue their craft.
Exactly.
Because fighting is a craft,
Oh, yeah.
It is one of the most challenging crafts you can ever pursue. And it's even more difficult when you can't pursue it in your home,
Exactly. If,
'Cause
you,
it's not
if, you,
sustainable.
if you're doing that professional, if you want to be a professional fighter, I mean, it is sad that a lot of fighters, really good fighters, they get their first taste of international in an event that is not sanctioned. And then what happens there is, it's safety issues.
Yes.
Are they really going to get paid? There's so many potential issues with it if it's not done the right way. So,
That's right, yeah.
That's another thing that I'm very excited that we can give fighters that opportunity.
Agree.
Here.
I agree. We all work really hard to make sure that the fighters are treated well. And I think that a big part of this also comes from our partners, our partnerships, because they've been so supportive and they've been really supportive of our efforts because they see the vision. They see what we're trying to do. Oh,
Gotta fix the mic.
mic's been falling.
How did the mic fall? That's weird.
Yeah. Wait, let me tighten.
We got this. Hey, don't mind us. This is our first time. We're still figuring things out.
Just figuring it out. Is this good? Is the mic good? Is it
I
good?
think so.
Good.
Check.
All right.
All right.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
I raised it. It looks. These are good mics. I have to say. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna hang loose. That's what I was told right there. Yeah. All good. I'm getting the thumbs up in the back.
All right.
Perfect. Like that. See, little things. Just like with our events, little things go wrong because that's what happens in a live show.
Yeah.
Like things that we have to adjust.
You gotta be quick.
You gotta
be quick. Dude, I remember the last fight card. You put out so many fires, just so we could get that awesome fight card out.
It was. There. That's where when I was telling you how I approach it, I get so excited about picking who I want to fight. Those things that happen after, the issues about. Will this fighter make weight? We had some issues with that in our last event. I'm not pointing any names, or I'm not pointing any fingers rather. But if you're signing up for an event, if you're going to participate, not signing up, if you get an offer to participate, you got to make weight, even as an amateur,
Because what we want from our amateurs is we want them to show us that they can be professional. It's not just the skills.
Yeah.
It's also the ability to comply. You got to follow the rules because it's got to be fair. It's a sport, right? So even though we've had these issues, we're grateful that the fighters still they put in their best efforts.
Oh, for sure.
And again, it's a tough craft. It's a tough sport, and we're grateful for that. So we're excited we're excited for the future shows that we're planning, and we already know the challenges that lay ahead.
Oh my goodness! Just competing with other events, competing with other promotions. I mean, we want to make sure we do it right.
Yeah.
But speaking of doing it right, I think that I don't even know how long we've been here, man.
I know, right?
This is episode 1. Episode 1. I think now is a pretty good place to wrap that up. Why don't you talk us out, Miguel?
All right. So, guys, thank you so much for listening to the very first episode of the TNT Fightcast. We'll catch you next time, and we're really excited for what the future holds. Handa ka na ba?